I'm here at the ASAM meeting with Shonali Saha, and she's performed a survey in Maryland high school students, and she's going to tell us about the results. Would you describe the survey for us?
Sure. So the study we did was from a larger survey called the Maryland Safe and Supportive Schools Climate Survey, and we specifically looked at issues around substance use and even more specifically around synthetic drug use, K2 bath salts, in not just their use in terms of prevalence, but also looking at how that correlated with their attitudes towards substances in their schools.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what did you find?
We found that there's an alarming but not large amount of students who endorse using synthetic drug use, about 6% of our sample, which ended up being over 1,500 kids in Maryland. We also found that there was an association between using synthetic drugs and feeling that drugs were a large problem in your school, that drugs were easily accessible, and that underestimating harms overall of all substances was also associated with increased synthetic drug use.
Okay. Are the kids that use these new drugs, are they, excuse me, are they the kind of kids that use alcohol and other drugs too?
One of the theories that we had is that because a lot of these drugs are considered alternatives, especially in pockets like the military and foster care, that maybe we would see an inverse relationship, but we didn't. We found that the kids who are using these drugs are also very likely to use alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, as well as other illicit drugs like LSD, cocaine, methamphetamines, and prescription drugs for non-medical reasons.
Okay. Did any of the kids report adverse events or adverse effects from these drugs?
Unfortunately, we didn't capture that in the survey. It wasn't one part of the questions that we asked.
I see. Okay. Are these kids more delinquent in other ways? And
we didn't specifically, the survey, the larger survey, does look at things like bullying and other parts of school life, but we didn't look at that for this particular purposes of this survey. We did find that overall the kids that endorse synthetic drug use were more likely to be male, more likely to be in suburban and rural areas, as well as the largest number of them were white, although there was no real association between any racial group and increased risk of use, with the exception of the other category, which is students identifying themselves in kind of a host of ways.
Okay. Are you going to continue with these questions in the survey?
Yes, actually, the survey is now being delivered for this academic year, and we will have data in June for the 2014 academic year, and we can compare the 2 years to see how the trends are going in terms of use.
All right, very good. Now, are you looking at other things like e-cigarette use in this survey?
Unfortunately, we're not. The actual measure that we're using specifically says, have you used K2, spice, bath salts, or anything else to get high? So the anything else to get high really could be a catch-all for a number of substances that we aren't specifically looking at. And unfortunately, there's no write-in for the kids to let us know what it is that they're using, although that would be really wonderful information to have.
Okay. So where are you thinking about publishing the results?
Well, actually, we're thinking about publishing the results in the Journal of Addiction Medicine. We're in manuscript preparation right now.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.